Because we have people coming in, of course, they want to buy. You see people riding through all the time trying to look, and people want what we have. So, and I think right now, as a community, we need to see the value in what we have and hold on to it.
This portion of Snowden is my family, the German family, Track, another heir's property. It's been in the family for generation. And further up, you can see some docks over there. That's Reverend Stokes. That's his family tract of property. And we just left the Grant's tract.
Right.
And like I said, it's been in the family for generations. And you can see why it's valuable.
One of the last remaining African American communities in Mount Pleasant, surrounded by waterfront property. Snowden sits in the most expensive area to live in South Carolina. The value of land ownership is something that has been preached in the community and is taking hold in a new generation.
Snowden was in existence since Reconstruction. Former slaves and others, they either bought some of the land or some was given, I guess, by former slave owners or however they got it. And then families began, to build homes and have children. And soon everybody kind of became related because this one married this one and that. So we're all pretty much related here. We share a deep history.
What I really like about Snowden is they're very supportive of each family, is very supportive. And whenever something happened to one, everyone else is there. And I love it for that reason. That's why I came back home, because this is where I was born. But I left for over 30 years, came back.
Now, as time's gone by, it's gone from a sleepy town to the most expensive city to live in South Carolina. Has that affected your community at all?
I think it has. Well, Snowden, I guess we're one of the last remaining strongholds as you consider black communities, because a lot of our black communities are being gentrified. So whereas, as you can hear the traffic noise all around us, we couldn't hear that traffic noise once upon a time. I remember when I was little, because none of this stuff was here, if we heard an ambulance or a fire truck, everybody would follow the fire truck or get on the phone. Where did that fire truck go? Right. Now, we don't pay it any attention because it goes by all the time. But I think one of the impacts is that because Mount Pleasant is considered one of the fastest growing cities in South Carolina, the average home that they're building now is probably about $400,000. We have people coming in, of course, they want to buy. You see people riding through all the time trying to look. And one of the things that I've learned too when it comes to black communities, where they want to try to get our land, but they want to buy it for cheap, So we need to know the value in ourselves.
And why this is so valuable, it stops right here. You're looking at creek and marshland leading to the Wando River, and majority of this property probably for the 5-7 mile stretch belongs to people in the community. This tract is probably one of the largest tracts still owned predominantly by the black family members that lived in this area since slavery. This is a classic example with the house being built behind us, family members passing that ownership of the property down to through the generation.
I got you.
But no, man, this is it, man, to get family back here.
Yeah.
Keeping in the family 100%.
So dope, bro. This is really...
For my ancestors to get to Charleston, there's some, just on the other side of that, they would cut the palmetto tree down and lay it across the marsh until they actually get down to the river. And they took their goods in and out of Snowden via boat and rode all the way to the markets in Charleston.
Did y'all utilize this land? Did you play in the water, fish in the water? Like, what did y'all do with it?
Absolutely. I mean, we fished, played in the water, went swimming in the water. Like I said, Hugo took that dock out. That's the dock that I remember. At the head of that dock is where we swam. There's a lot of clam beds in here that, yes, some family members still come in here and dig clams up out of the area, clams and mussels, as well as crabs. So they provided seafood not only for my family but pretty much all the families that live in the area. And like I said, the noise you're hearing, when I was growing up, we didn't have the boats, the party boats like you can see over here in the river. That's just encroachment from the development here.
Okay. So I can definitely see why somebody could look at all of this and want in. Has there been hardships in terms of people being able to keep land in the family, or has that been kind of an easy transition?
Well, not too much of a hardship. As a matter of fact, it goes back down to the years, especially after we developed this community organization, that all of our meetings, most of them, we used to encourage the people that if you got some property that you want to sell, use word of mouth within the community so that it could stay in the community. But I might add, it's bounded. We have like Lone Point subdivision, classic development, with houses $400,000+ on one side, and then on the other side you have Bell Hall, same picture view that sits on the Wando River. And then in the front part of us, there's Snee Farm, been there for a long time. So you can see that we're surrounded by heavy, expensive development. And fear is that those developments could cause taxes to rise into this area, and that's where the word gentrification drifts in, because really they can push your tax so high that you can't afford to stay in it.
We've been impacted by people trying to come in and buy and change it and move in. And right now we also, even with the sewer issue, most of the community has sewer. I would say maybe 100 homes or so still have septic tanks. So we're right now with the town of Mount Pleasant, trying to force us into the town so that we can get sewer. So we're faced with things of that nature. So we're working hard on that as well right now.
So from your perspective, what's the benefit of not being associated with the town of Mount Pleasant?
Well, I think by not being associated with the town, it's because they have so many strategies that they would put on us to make it harder for us, because the family here is like low to moderate income, and they would send everything up so high, and the people would end up losing their land. That's why I'm not interested in community annexing into the town because of that reason. They just want your land for nothing. They think that you shouldn't even know anything about how to maintain your property. But we're not going to just let them come in and fine us for any little thing and then end up taking our land.